Hello there, this is Andrew WK, and Time Out New York has given folks around the world the opportunity to ask me some questions, and people sure did ask, and I'm now going to answer some of the questions they did. All right, here's the first one. It's from Mike V, and he asked, would you ever consider teaching a course in college, preferably one on how to party appropriately? Now, I myself have not gone to college. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to be a police officer if you haven't gone to college. I don't think you can be president of the United States. Well, maybe you can. It seems like people that have been president haven't gone to college. But I can't imagine really being a college professor unless I've gone to college myself. However, if I was going to be a professor, I certainly could teach people how to party. I want to basically learn information about how to have fun and then share it with the world. Scott has asked me, what's your favorite alcoholic beverage? I will say I've always enjoyed straight shots of vodka. I like the flavor of alcohol. It reminds me of when my mom used to put rubbing alcohol on my skin knee or something. I always used to take a swig, and it brings back that great first buzz. But don't try that at home. You don't think people will. Well, I guess young kids, you never know, right? It went by so fast, they're not going to catch that. That's an adult joke. Jake has asked me, Andrew, have you ever had a boyfriend? The answer is no, but I'm not going to say no to anything, all right? I'll just throw that out there. Robert has asked me, Andrew, did you ever use steroids when you were gaining weight back in 2002, 2003? Years ago, I used to be way smaller. A few years ago, maybe I was a little bigger. I never used steroids. I use all natural supplements and dieting and training. I've naturally never been that big, so I wanted to get fat, and it worked. You have to just eat more than between 8,000 and 9,000 calories a day, and it works. You cannot fail. Because I've always had very wide hips. I have sort of like an hourglass figure, just big balloon hips, and I was always embarrassed about it, and now I can't even get into these new pants. The zipper on these new pants is this long, and then there's no top to the pants. I want to be able to pull these up over my hips, and I got to squeeze my hip. Anyway, when you have oversized hips, everything changes in the world of pants. You got to go to the tailor and say, can you please put in a balloon seat? And then they snicker and laugh behind your back, and it's humiliating, but what else are you going to do? You got wide hips. Next question's from Jenny M. She said, what is your favorite thing about these white t-shirts? And Nick asks a similar question, who makes the best white t-shirts? So when it comes to my white tees, I chose them for initially a very simple reason. I wanted to be able to show up on stage. I notice in music, photographs, and videos, things tend to be very dark. I'm not sure why. Also, they're very easy to replace. They're very easy to find in case I ever want to replace one. They're very inexpensive. And at the same time, anybody can wear one of these shirts. I didn't want to set myself apart from people through clothing that was inaccessible to them. And I also didn't want to feel like I was going to damage my clothes. This allows me to get down and dirty and rustic. And when I get dirty, you can see it. You can see that any kind of dirt, any kind of trouble I get in is going to show up and leave a mark here. So my efforts aren't wasted. I used to be a Hanes guy. I was always Hanes. I just swore by Hanes. But then Hanes did this big campaign that we have redesigned our shirts so they're more comfortable. They're longer, so they're easier to tuck in. The sleeves are longer, so they're, I don't know what they were thinking, but I couldn't wear them anymore. Fruit of the Loom has stayed true to their original pattern. Fruit of the Loom, I'm a customer for life. Jake has asked me, if you had to listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would it be? Fortunately, you and I, we don't have to pick one artist to like or listen to for the rest of our lives. But if we did, if we were stranded on an island, I would pick Bach. Not only because it's so much music, but because from my experience so far, I could listen to it over and over again, and every time the song sounds new. Every time I hear something I haven't heard before, every time I have my mind blown. Adam has asked, will you ever be making a move back to the experimental or avant-garde area of music? I don't know that I ever would consider myself having worked in that field previously, but it depends how you define these areas of music. I mean, where's the line between weird and normal lay and rock music and non-rock or metal and this and I mean, it's like a big mind blend. So I try to stay focused on having fun and blowing my mind and hopefully blowing other people's minds that want to get their minds blown. That's my goal, is to get there, shred the brain, and then get out. Mike has asked a question that actually a lot of people have asked in a roundabout way. Are you real, and how do you address these accusations that you're not Andrew WK? I've tried to answer these questions many times over now. I'll also be addressing these questions time and time again in the future, including this talk on February 23rd, 2010 at Santos Party House. But the basic answer is I am Andrew WK, and in fact, I actually have my driver's license here. Now I'm going to cover up the address and all that, but you can see that it is me. That, I hope, proves it once and for all. I don't know why I didn't think to do this before. I am Andrew WK. Finally, for the last question, Blair has asked, Andrew, why are you so phenomenal? And Blair, the fact is, I'm not. The only reason that I am at all is because you think I am. And as long as you keep doing that, I will keep trying to live up to it. Thank you, everyone, for all the questions. Everyone who I didn't get to answer, please come on February 23rd. Give me a chance to answer there. Or find me some other place, because I want us to be in this together. Partying hard forever. Bye-bye.